Everybody, John Control back here again with another video, and today I bring you my official Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice teaser trailer review. Now this is probably going to be my longest, most in-depth analysis slash breakdown slash review for any trailer I've done in the past, because it's Batman vs Superman. It's fucking awesome. It's the #1 movie I've been waiting for ever since I was little, and I watched the fucking Batman animated series and the Superman animated series, and I wanted to see them too in a live action movie. That never happened, and now 2 decades later, it's finally here. In a year from now, technically, but it's finally here nonetheless. And I was going to take some time off from doing a review for this trailer because, you know, it leaked online and I saw it like a dozen times, but I didn't want to do a review on it until it was official. And Zack Snyder yesterday officially released it on Twitter, and kind of jokingly, like, it's like, hey, it got leaked, but here's the official one in HD. But thankfully for everybody who actually got IMAX tickets to see the screening in IMAX, which I'll unfortunately not be able to do, apparently the IMAX screening will feature some footage, some extra footage, that was not in this actual teaser trailer. So I'm guessing that the IMAX people who kind of got ripped off from the whole leak will still get something from the whole ordeal. But nonetheless, this teaser trailer was pretty boss. I personally loved it. I saw it dozens times. I've seen this trailer so many times since it was leaked to now. My eyes are literally bleeding from staring at a computer screen for so fucking long. I'm telling you, by the time I'm an old man, my eyesight is going to be for shit because of staring at fucking computer screens for so long. But that's, I guess, the price you pay for being a YouTuber. But nonetheless, this trailer also has to be, somehow, for some reason, the most controversial teaser trailer ever. I mean, it's so divided between fans who love it and fans who downright hate it, which is hysterically absurd. I mean, like, granted, it's Batman v Superman. Tons of people have their own various opinions on how Batman v Superman should be treated and how these two characters should be presented in a DC cinematic universe. But I did state in my last video, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a link for at the end, where I did state that this is the first ever DC crossover. Of course, there's going to be a rocky start for us to really adjust to this kind of universe and really understand what these people are all about. Hence, the new Batman and the Man of Steel version Superman, and how that's going to lead up to the Justice League. But nonetheless, having an opinion about this teaser trailer and having a negative opinion for this teaser trailer is not particularly a bad thing, but I'm also not saying it's a fucking good thing. But nonetheless, I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing. It's everything that I really wanted out of a teaser trailer. And at the end of the day, it is just a teaser trailer. It's not supposed to be the full-length trailer telling us the basic story of why these two characters must fight and how they, you know, eventually form the Justice League. It's supposed to be just hype for the movie, kind of similar to the Star Wars teaser trailer we got, you know, last year. But nonetheless, it did leak online, and there's a lot of controversy about it. A lot of people are divided about it, and of course, a lot of people feel that Warner Brothers was kind of trying to, fabricated this whole leak just as a way to, like, screw over Star Wars, because for those of you who don't know, Star Wars Celebration is going on practically still, technically, and of course, they released the second trailer to Star Wars The Force Awakens, which I can't wait to see. But, a lot of people feel a lot of negativity towards the trailer for that specific reason as well, which I guess is understandable more or less than the negativity just because it, like, oh, it didn't show me anything. Those assholes are stupid. But the people who are like, they screwed over Star Wars, that I can understand in the context. It is kind of messed up, but at the end of the day, it was leaked. They had to fucking show it, because having a leaked, crappy version of one of the biggest movies Warner Brothers is ever gonna fucking do, of course they had to just upload it already. But also, on top of that, there's this conspiracy theory going around on how apparently they did it Warner Brothers was the ones who leaked it because they wanted to screw over Star Wars. That I don't really believe. But in and of itself, I'm just happy all around. I mean, we got the Star Wars trailer and we got the Batman v Superman trailer on the same day. That's fucking awesome. But nonetheless, let's get right down into this to this Batman v Superman trailer that I've been hyping up already too much for like the last 5 minutes practically. But anyways, it opens up with various narrations from characters we don't really see. Too notably, of course, is Holly Hunter's character, who still we don't know a name for. And of course, we have Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, basically adding fuel to the fire, because surrounding this overall narration is people debating whether or not Superman is a good thing, whether or not he's a monster, whether or not he's a god, whether or not we should revere him as a hero or just consider him a threat. And I really enjoyed that, and I also found it very... I saw multiple parallels to Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, which, in fact, this movie is heavily inspired by and influenced by, which, of course, if you've not read it or did the Harry Potter thing by watching the movie, then obviously you have no idea what Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns is all about, so I can't stress this enough. If you've not seen it, read it, bought it on Amazon, or stole it from a friend, definitely check it out, because it's a fucking awesome story. And if you really are hyped for this movie and didn't understand anything that happened in this teaser trailer, then you're going to have to read that book. Nonetheless, getting back into that, there's tons of connections and various influences from Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, hence the people debating Superman. Now, of course, in the book, people are debating Batman, but they kind of reversed it and turned it on Superman, which I think was a better choice, seeing as how of the debacle that happened within Man of Steel, where majority of Metropolis was destroyed. So it makes sense that Superman would be a topic for debate. Nonetheless, we also get some amazing cinematics of a Superman statue that has written graffiti over it, over the S, titled False God, which was awesome. I thought that was amazing imagery. I mean, that's almost as amazing and crazy at the same time as if like someone spray painted False God on a crucifix. And coming from a born Catholic, that desecration on religious fucking imagery gets me hard in a way that nothing else can. But nonetheless, that's already imagery that you didn't really need. But I thought that was an amazing image. Of course, we moved from that sequence to various other Superman sequences that happened throughout the trailer, like Superman basically being revered as a god towards multiple people, I'm guessing from Metropolis or whatever. And then we get an amazing shot of Superman holding on to this Russian missile or satellite or what have you, which was very interesting. That image almost is very similar, once again connecting it to the book, felt very much like Superman's war against, I don't want to say terrorism, but against the Russians and Quarter Maltese. So for me, if that's a Russian missile or some kind of Russian warhead, is that Quarter Maltese that Superman's at, or is that just Metropolis? I don't know which one it is, but if that's Quarter Maltese, then I'm going to lose my shit. Moving on from there, we of course get another image of Superman being various SWAT teams with Superman logos on their albums, on their shoulders, of course kneeling before Superman, which I didn't understand what that was all about. Of course, either they're a specific task force inspired by Superman, or they're just, the people of Metropolis have just gone so wacko over the whole, praising of Superman that they're just thinking of him as a god. Granted, they have a statue over him, but of course, there's been tons of speculation that, of course, the Superman statue is more or less a memorial over the people who died in Man of Steel. So I guess there's just tons of various people in Metropolis who love Superman and see him as a god, or hate Superman and see him as a threat. Kind of like people like Lex Luthor. But of course, halfway through the trailer, we get the Batman side of things, which is freaking epic. I'm the hardcore Batman fan, so you already know that I personally loved everything that had to deal with Batman. Of course, we get amazing narration and dialogue from Jeremy Irons' Alfred, and I think he just gave us a very awesome Alfred that we really haven't gotten in the past. I think his voice just sounds so amazing as just the mentor towards Bruce, or Ben Affleck's version of Bruce, that I'm just going to already love all the Batman stuff. And of course, we get an amazing shot of Bruce Wayne looking at the Batsuit, which is epic in and of itself. And of course, the entire dialogue that Jeremy Irons does over it is just gives it more, just the icing on the cake, of course. Then we get into Batman's world. We get to see Gotham City, Batman just taking down motherfuckers. We see the Batwing. Of course, that's speculation. It hasn't been confirmed that that is the actual Batwing. But for the sake of the argument, let's just pretend for right now that that is the Batwing. That was pretty badass. We see the new Batmobile and what have you. We get amazing shot of Bruce Wayne in the Batsuit, Batman himself coming up from this wrecked, destroyed mech type thing in the background, which looks amazing. That one shot, I have to say, has to be one of my many favorites out of this teaser trailer. It just looks like Batman ripped out of the comic books. I mean, granted, a lot of people may not like this teaser trailer and may not like the movie, but you have to admit that has to be the most comic book accurate Batman that we've ever gotten, which to I say, fuck yes. I personally love this suit. I've already stated that multiple times, and I think Ben Affleck in the suit looks amazing. He just looks like Frank Miller Batman brought to life, which I say once again, fuck yes. And of course we move on from there from more Batman imagery. Of course, Batman standing on a skyscraper holding, which at first I thought it was just the tip of the tower, but when I see it in HD, it actually looks more or less like a sniper rifle, which to I say, fuck yes once again. Now, of course, for those of you who are like, Batman doesn't use guns, what the fuck are you talking about? You fucking asshole, you just ruined my Batman. Granted, once again, you're gonna have to read the book, because in the book, Batman actually uses a sniper rifle as his version. Frank Miller actually used that as the grappling gun. Now, of course, maybe that's not the same reason. Maybe they're going to use it for a different reason. But for those of you who have not seen that book, it's not an actual gun. He doesn't use it to, like, shoot people or, like, snipe people in the heads or whatever. He actually just uses it as a grappling gun. So, of course, for those of you who are like, Batman with a gun? I say nay. Of course, it's just a grappling gun. Or maybe it's for other reasons that we don't really know, undisclosed reasons, if you will. But from my love of the book and seeing it in the trailer, I say fuck yes again. But of course we get to the grand finale, the creme de la creme of the epic trailer, which is of course Batman in his armored suit from Dark Knight Returns, once again connecting it to the book, with Superman, kind of similar to the footage we got from Comic-Con, but of course a little bit more altered. Of course we get some more details on the suit, and of course they're not standing near the bat signal. They're actually in Crime Alley, because for those of you who don't know, in the book, once again connecting it, in Batman and Superman fight in Crime Alley. And of course, for people who don't believe that that is Crime Alley, it's clearly Crime Alley specifically for the street light. For those of you who didn't really catch it in their first glance of watching the trailer, you can clearly see next to Batman that there's a street light that's kind of broken but still has light in it, and of course they're actually in a street, so it's not like they're in the middle of nowhere or what have you, or some kind of dilapidated part of Gotham City. They're actually in Crime Alley, which to I say once again, fuck yes. And of course we get the first actual hearing of Batman's voice, Ben Affleck's version of Batman's voice, which of course the amazing tagline, tell me, do you bleed? And it ends with, you will? Fuck yes, I fucking love that. I mean, personally, it's obviously voice modulated. The voice has been changed. And I say it's a good thing, because of course after the Christian Bale debacle, we can't go back from that. We can't fucking have a rehash of a stupid voice. I mean, come on, after the, where is the trigger? We can't fucking do that again. It's inevitable. We just can't. As much as maybe people loved it, and I'm not saying I hated it, but I didn't love it either, I really am okay with the fact that they have a voice modulated version of the Bat voice. And my only concern with that voice is that as much as I liked it, my major concern is he going to use it for the majority of his Batman sequences? Like, is Ben Affleck going to use a voice modulator for every time he's Batman? That's my only real concern. I mean, like, if he does use it for the majority of the movie, then I'm going to have to get used to it. But if it's just for that one sequence when he's wearing the armored suit, then I say it makes sense. Because for those of you who don't know, once again, connecting to the book, Batman doesn't really talk to Superman because of the armored suit clamping onto his jaw, so it's very hard for him to speak. So it's kind of implied that he can't really speak. So if they're using a voice modulator to help Bruce Wayne speak in that suit, then it just makes sense. But nonetheless, that's pretty much the end of the trailer. I personally loved it. I thought it was amazing. Superman looks awesome. Obviously, the suit looks a little bit more colorful, which I like. The tone, the greediness, the darkness of the trailer looks awesome. Batman is definitive comic book Batman. I can't wait to see it. I give it a good 9 out of 10. It was fucking awesome for a teaser trailer. Was it better than the Star Wars second teaser? I don't know if I'll go that far, but it was definitely as good. It was pretty fucking awesome. I can't wait to see the movie. And tell me what you personally think in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. And this has been John 12.